Welcome to Successful Living with Bill Napick. Every week we talk about success and everything that goes along with it. You'll learn the principles of success, how to achieve success, and learn to overcome challenges that may be getting in the way of success in your life. You'll hear from Bill Napick, a radio personality and business development expert, along with insight from special guests. If you're ready to find your path to success or take the success you're enjoying to the next level, stay tuned. Successful Living with Bill Napick is on right now.
And welcome to the show. I am Bill Napick, and today I am with Christian Wells. She is the president of Alzheimer's Texas, and we're going to hear about the important work that her organization is doing. And hello, Christian. How are you today?
I'm doing great, Bill. Thank you so much for having me on.
Well, it's such important work that you do. First of all, let's tell people, as the president of Alzheimer's Texas, tell them what that is, should they not know.
Sure. Alzheimer's Texas works to eliminate Alzheimer's disease through the advancement of research and also to enhance care and support for individuals, their families, and caregivers that are facing Alzheimer's and related disorders. We've been a Texas nonprofit since the early 80s and really strive to provide some meaningful, reliable services and programs for people with the disease and their families.
And the scope of your work sounds like the name, right? It's all around Texas. Is that correct?
Well, yes, sir. We actually just went through a name change. We were formerly associated with the National Alzheimer's Association based in Chicago, and they restructured their organization at the beginning of the year. And so our group decided that the best way for us to continue to serve our community here in Central Texas and beyond would be to break away from the National Alzheimer's Association and just continue our mission and the work that we're doing under our new name, which is Alzheimer's Texas.
And boy, Texas is such a big state, so it's like a country in itself, right, Christian?
Yes.
So that is awesome. Now, I want to also point out, as people may be listening near their computers, the website is txalz.org. Once again, txalz.org, and there's a lot of information on that. But let's also remind people, what are the things that you're doing as you help people all around Texas with diminished memory condition like Alzheimer's?
Well, we have several services. Our information and referral services with a 24-hour helpline. We also do care consultations, and for families maybe that are dealing with more difficult challenges, maybe they need a little more information than what can be provided by phone. We also have a wide variety of education and training opportunities, everything from teaching caregivers how to be good caregivers to some of the evidence-based programs we deliver, as well as educating those in the early stages of the disease. You mentioned the website. There's actually some great videos from a conference we did last year that are available on that txalz.org website. In addition to that, caregiver support groups and early-stage support are something that we also focus a lot on, especially here in our Central Texas area. We're also one of the leading and exclusive voices in Texas for state-funded Alzheimer's research, and really that total is up to over $38 million in state funds for Alzheimer's research here in Texas, which is very exciting. Texas is really leading the edge in that area. We also have a variety of advocacy work that we do, both at the state and federal level, and then our community-based respite development is another great program that we offer.
Wow, that is so many categories you're touching upon. Also, as far as we talk about caregivers, the work that a caregiver does in this profession is really, they have to be special people. You talk about helping them in the training and things like that. Give us a word on the caregivers and kind of what are who are the people that are doing this important work?
Well, by and large, it's family members, but it could also be relatives, other relatives, and neighbors even. Typically these are adult children who are caring for a parent or perhaps even a grandparent. Sometimes we even see, older children, teenagers, playing a role in caregiving in a home environment. By and large, though, people are cared for in their homes. There's also a number of wonderful facilities, certified dementia care facilities and nursing facilities that work to serve people with memory issues. But really, anybody could be a caregiver for someone with this disease.
Very interesting. The other thing you mentioned about research, I would think that the condition of Alzheimer's is so daunting for the individual that has it and certainly for their family that a lot of people think about, what are the latest things that have been found out to either prevent or to even help people, or to prevent, slow down, and then to help those that have it? What are some of the things they should know about?
Well, unfortunately, the treatments are still the same that they've been for several decades. What the treatments currently do, are they work to essentially slow the progression and give the brain what it needs to manage the damage that's being caused by the disease process. And so you see kind of a leveling or a plateauing of function instead of a decrease, which is of a benefit the earlier you begin taking those medications. There are some really great international and kind of global studies. The 4A study, there's a lot of work being done, I think, around the world in partnership, and there is going hopefully to be some exciting work coming out of those larger studies where you really can get a good sample size of people and see what's going to be effective. But as far as the new treatments, there's nothing new that's been released yet.
But we remain hopeful, correct?
Absolutely, yes, absolutely.
Well, when we think about the treatment, also a lot of people, like myself, think, what can I do to prevent this? Should this, as we all get older each day, what do people do in their lives, or can they do to prevent Alzheimer's, if anything?
Well, prevention's a strong word. I think most people talk about risk mitigation. So what are the things that you can do during your lifetime that will help reduce your risk and perhaps even slow the onset of the disease? So everything from making sure that you're minding your numbers, that you are living a healthy life. Everything that's good for the heart is good for the brain. It's all interconnected, and so that ranges everything from controlling your diabetes and diabetes prevention to making sure that you're getting, regular exercise. And then, also additionally incorporating a healthy diet.
And I think I'm so glad you mentioned that. Everything that's good for the heart, bears repeating, is good for the brain. So just the common sense, live a healthy life, right? Get some exercise and, as they say, eat right. Yeah,
and the other component of that, too, is maintaining your mental activity as well. And so, being a lifelong learner, having really immense social networks, being engaged in your community are all great things that you can do to help the brain.
I think that's a good idea, no doubt. In fact, things like word Scrabble games, I think Words with Friends is popular. At least I tell myself when I play Words with Friends, I'm helping my brain. I don't know if I am or not, but that's what I tell myself.
Yeah.
Well, that is a great word. In the meantime, what are some, you are also based, tell people you're based in Austin, Texas. Is that correct?
Yes, we're based in Austin.
So that gives you a good area and a good strategic position to serve all of Texas. In the meantime, also, what lies ahead for your organization?
Well, we're continuing to just carry out our mission and finding the best ways that we can do that to meet the constituent needs in our communities that we serve. And that's everything from, continuing to be very active in the implementation of the state plan to really, hearing what our constituents need, tailoring trainings to their specific issues, and continuing to grow those services is also a primary driver for us.
Very interesting. And also, what is it that you are so passionate about Alzheimer's and working at Alzheimer's Texas? How did you get involved in this, Christian?
Well, I've been doing this for over 12 years, and I became passionate about the cause when a very dear friend of mine, her mother was diagnosed with younger onset when we were much younger. We were freshmen in college, and so I became interested in the cause at that time, and seeing her and her family deal with that and the challenges that she faced helped inspire my work here, and I've really enjoyed doing it, and I hope I continue to be able to do it for many, many years to come.
No doubt about it. In the meantime, also, when you think about when you work with the Alzheimer's research, are there any things that findings, are these findings on your website? I meant to ask you that earlier.
There are some great links to various groups that are doing research on our website, so absolutely I would encourage people to go to that txalz.org site, and then you can, through that research portal, you can link up with other institutions that are doing actual research.
Very nice. Ladies and gentlemen, we're talking to Christian Wells with Alzheimer's Texas. She is the president. We're going to take a short break and come right back with even more. Stay tuned to Successful Living.
It's a fresh approach to caring for people with memory loss, Alzheimer's disease, or other dementia-related symptoms. It's Sundance Memory Care, the premier memory care community in Texas. Sundance Memory Care gives extra care with a 6-to-1 resident-to-care ratio. The goal is to lift up and support residents with a level of care that engages the resident and includes their family. Sundance Memory Care has regular contact with specialists and industry leaders with the most innovative memory care resources. Visit SundanceMemoryCare.com or call 281-769-2632 to learn more about them and schedule a tour with one of their directors. That's SundanceMemoryCare.com.
If you've invested in rental property, it makes sense to invest in a property management company built specifically for your needs for the cost of a cup of coffee a day. BBB Business of Distinction and national award-winning Empire Industries Property Management will make your property a profitable, headache-free business investment. Visit online at EmpireIndustriesLLC.com or call 888-866-6727. Mention this ad and get a 1-month free management fee to try us out. Empire Industries Property Management, 888-866-6727.
And welcome back to Successful Living with Bill Nampick, and today with the president of Alzheimer's Texas, Christian Wells. Christian, welcome back.
Thanks.
Once again, it can't be said too often, you are doing such important work. Let's tell people, should they want to do something to help, how they can reach out to you and participate.
Absolutely. Well, we are 100% privately funded and really rely on the donations from individuals, not only through their personal giving, but also through perhaps a family foundation and even their workplace. We also have some really fun walk events that take place in Central Texas, and we also have third-party events. A great example of that is the upcoming Music and Memories Gala and Benefit Concert that is actually being hosted by Sundance Memory Care Communities, and that event will be benefiting us. So if you are interested in engaging, I would encourage you to visit our website at txalz.org. Not only is there a variety of information there, everything from the services that we provide to educational opportunities, including some really neat videos from our last conference, everything in the caregiver section with tips. We also have a really awesome blog that speaks to a different caregiving topic every single month. That's also available on our website. We have an events page and a research page that can take you to some of the other really kind of forefront groups that are doing research here in Texas and beyond, including some clinical trial opportunities. You can actually make memorial and tribute donations on our website. And then also, if you're interested in being a walker, you can sign up through our walk page there.
Now, when you talk about being a walker, and that is in any city in Texas, there's a way they can participate in that vehicle?
Well, we have 5 events scheduled for the fall, but yes, we do have people who are essentially virtual walkers and will sign up to walk at one of these events, and knowing that they're actually going to just be participating virtually.
Wow, that's a great way to help. That is super. And I do want to mention, as we talk about music and memories, I believe that is November 17th in Austin, Texas. And the Mr. Matt Stanley with Sundance Memory Care is a big part of that, and I think I'm going to be at that event as well. The work that they do at Sundance is very important, and it is just, I'll tell you, he is a regular contributor on the show, at least monthly, and it is so great to be a part to help in some small way, and our show is glad to do that, as it is very important to support the work you're doing. And when people support Alzheimer's Texas, Christian, they can support in any kind of dollar amount?
Absolutely. Yeah, and we were very fortunate when Matt approached us about doing kind of a third-party event for us, and he really has, put all of the passion into the Music and Memories gala that's benefiting us, Alzheimer's Texas. I know he's been working hard with his committee to get the event set up, and it's going to be a really neat event. Mark Bouchard and Reed Turner are going to be the musical guests, and basically it's going to be an evening of great music and food. It is going to be held on November 17th over at the Moody Theater, which is downtown Austin. And if you'll go to their website, it's musicandmemories.com, spelled out, then you can not only get some more information about the event, but I know that there are ticket and sponsorship opportunities available as well.
Yes, indeed. That sounds great. I'm going to make an observation as well, too, as I've seen Matt, people from his organizations, even experts like yourself that he has brought on the show. I believe it was Rachel Wonderland in Pennsylvania who writes blogs to help people with and their families with Alzheimer's. And that is, I find that people associate Alzheimer's with older people, and that it occurs when they get older, quote, whatever that is, let's say 60 plus. But the people that are involved that I mentioned that Matt has brought forth, or the people that I've gotten to know being involved, there's some people that are so young that they're concerned about this, and they're doing so much to help people like Matt and Rachel, and even the people that work at Sundance. It's fascinating to see younger people help out and have the interest in this profession and this cause.
Yeah, this disease touches all generations, even though it is an age-related disorder, and the people that are suffering with the disease are typically over the age of 65. It touches all of the generations beneath that because, as I mentioned, sometimes you even have situations where a teenager in the home is also helping to supplement care of an older adult that may have the disease. So it touches all generations.
And I don't know what the statistics are, but I'm going to guess it probably touches almost every family. And as you said, no matter what the age is, it probably affects every family. Someone knows someone that has this condition or a family member. Would that be right?
I think that's a fair statement. It's one of those things that people don't really necessarily bring up right off the bat in a conversation, but what I've found is once I mention what I do or some of the programs that we have going on in the community, someone will say, "Oh my gosh, well I know somebody that has had Alzheimer's, or I had a friend who had a friend." So I think absolutely that is becoming more prevalent.
Very, very interesting. How is it, out of curiosity, that it's Austin, Texas, that is where your organization is?
We've been in existence since 1982 here in Austin, Texas.
Very interesting. So that's where you started, and it sounds like, are there any offices here in Houston?
We only have the one office here in Austin, Texas, and there are other great groups that are also working to provide services all over the state. So reaching out to us and Googling Alzheimer's help can be something that would be a good thing to do.
No doubt about it. And as I'm looking at the website right now, I like how you have the ways that you can help right on the top and at the bottom of the page: advocacy, volunteer, walk, donate, and you go down, you see the content, and there it is again. So it really is easy to help out and to get involved with this, huh? It
is. And again, under that education tab, looking at the publications and links can be a great way to find additional resources, as well as accessing those videos from a conference we did last spring.
That's interesting. And I guess along the way, when you talk about conferences, Christian, what are some of the other things that happen in your world during the year that are important things that you participate in to gain more knowledge?
Well, we have two conferences that we do. We've been doing a symposium in the Temple, Texas area for, I guess this will be our 5th year next year in 2017. And that basically is a free full-day conference for caregivers and touches on a variety of different topics. Then we also have another partnership group that we work with, Riverbend Church here in Austin, Texas, and they have the GPS conference for caregivers that we are active supporters of and participants in. Additionally, there's some statewide opportunities. There's a dementia conference coming up at the beginning of August. I believe it's in Round Rock, Texas, and that's being hosted by dads. So what we're finding is, more and more as the disease gains awareness in the community, there are some of these larger events that are being put to place. So.
And Christian, with the last minute or so left, what else would you like people to know about your organization?
Well, I think it would be important to take the time to educate yourself about Alzheimer's disease and related disorders, even if it's not something that's necessarily touched your family. I think it would benefit all of us as to be better citizens if we could at least understand what are some of the warning signs and what are some of the good communication techniques that are needed when you're dealing with a person that has memory issues. Learning how you can support others in your neighborhood who are facing the disease, other caregivers and even persons with the disease. Visiting our website, txalz.org, or giving us a call if you have specific questions. And for caregivers, I think the most important thing is knowing that you're not alone. It can be a very isolating diagnosis for the person with the disease and their families, and we're really working to change that. We don't want it to have the stigma that it currently has. We want people to know that there is life during and beyond Alzheimer's disease, and accessing the right services and getting the right knowledge can really help that be a very fulfilling journey.
Excellent. And thank you for being on the show, Christian Wells, president of Alzheimer's Texas.
Thank you for having me.
Our pleasure. And in the meantime, tune in at 1 o'clock to Real Estate Matters with Stuart Title. And thank you so much for listening. You can find this show on Bill Napick Radio Shows. That's my YouTube channel, and of course at the time of broadcast. Thanks for listening. We'll see you next week.
It's a fresh approach to caring for people with memory loss, Alzheimer's disease, or other dementia-related symptoms. It's Sundance Memory Care, the premier memory care community in Texas. Sundance Memory Care gives extra care with a 6-to-1 resident-to-care ratio. The goal is to lift up and support residents with a level of care that engages the resident and includes their family. Sundance Memory Care has regular contact with specialists and industry leaders with the most innovative memory care resources. Visit SundanceMemoryCare.com or call 281-769-2632 to learn more about them and schedule a tour with one of their directors. That's SundanceMemoryCare.com.